Well, today's October 19th, and I'm going to take the camera with me, and whatever I see tonight, I'm going to put it on here. I haven't made a video yet, a hunting video yet this year, so we'll see. It is warm out, but we have a big system coming, and it'll be here for the next couple days, and things are going to go south. So hopefully the deer are moving a little bit tonight. It's about 67 degrees out right now. It's about 4:30, so I'll be up in the stand here in a half hour. And like I said, I'm going to take the camera with me, and whatever we see, I'll put on here. And then at the end, I'm going to just do a recap of the last which would be the first 2.5 weeks of the archery season here in Pennsylvania. I haven't put anything up yet. I haven't killed anything yet, but I have some footage, and I figured I'd put it on there instead of letting it go to waste. So after this, we'll go over what I saw here so far this year with myself and with Heather, and that's about it. So we'll see what happens tonight, and then, like I said, we'll go through some footage. Okay, guys, we're all settled in. I'm in the ladder stand. Now, this here is how I film out of a ladder stand. All this is a window mount, a scope, spotting scope, window mount. All I do is get a piece of plywood. I cut a little notch here, a notch there. Get 2 zip strips. Well, that's the end of that night. It's just now hitting 7 o'clock. I was able to get out of there a little early. Back in those pines, it's so dark that it was probably 10 minutes before quitting time, and I was already, that last deer that I saw, I could hardly see her with the binoculars. I did see that one deer there at the beginning, and I could have swore that was a button buck, but that was probably the biggest button buck I've ever seen in my life, so I'm not sure. I couldn't really tell in the viewfinder. And right after that, at the same time, I had a couple other doe that were actually moving to the right. They went, I thought it was the same deer, but that button buck, but they ended up being 2 different does. They went off to the right. And then right there at the end, it was just a small yearling came up through. I was expecting something a little bit better, but all in all, that's really not that bad for sitting for 2.5 hours or 3 hours or whatever it was. I thought with this weather coming in that they'd be really moving, and maybe they are. Maybe they're out in the fields already, and like I said, I just wasn't in the right spot. But anyhow, here's the rest of the archery season so far, starting from the first day. Heather and I went out, and we sat in a double that she practiced out of, and right away we saw 4 or 5 doe in the morning. All of them had fawns, so Heather didn't want to shoot a doe with a fawn, which is fine. That's her first year. We also saw the same thing in the afternoon. Once again, they had little ones with her, so Heather didn't want to shoot. Oh, that's the first one I've seen all year. It's October 4th. I had to go to the dentist, so my mouth is still numb, but I got home in time, so we figured we'd come out here and give it a shot. Nothing. Well, it's October 5th. I'm up in my hang-on stand. I got the camera arm. I didn't see anything that night, and I ended up moving that stand. Today's Friday, October 7th. I immediately had these guys come out, and the mother knew something was up. She stood there for a while, and then she started to blow, and it was all over. But they ran away, and about 20 minutes later, though, right at dark, I had a little spike come out, or 4-point, and he hung around for a little while. The next day was Saturday the 8th, and in the morning I went out, didn't have any luck. I was out until about 8:30, and then I had to go run some errands, and then I really screwed stuff up in the evening watching geese. It's a big flock of geese. Oh, man. Well, I just screwed that up. Look at those freaking geese. Gotta be kidding me. It's October 11th. What a night. I shouldn't even be in here. This is the third tree, maybe the fourth tree I've tried. I'm on public land, and I already saw 2 deer. It's just a nightmare. It's so thick in here, as you can see behind me. Trying to find a tree. We got jagged Multiflora rose everywhere. I got probably 50 ticks on me. I'm only 12 feet off the ground, which is fine. I got like 1 shooting lane. I did end up seeing another doe while up in the stand, but she was in the thick stuff and I couldn't get a shot, so that was that. The following night I was on the food plot again, and I had these 2 buck come out right away, and once they got out there they were sparring for a little while. Now about 20 minutes after these guys came out, this 6-point came out, and he walked right over to one of the other smaller bucks, and they sparred for a while, and they actually sparred all the way till dark actually. And then at this time I had a bunch of does come out, and I knew they weren't going to go anywhere, so I was in a lot of trouble there at the end of the night trying to get it out of that stand. Now this here is October 13th. I only saw 1 deer. Saturday I went out the following day, I think it was Saturday, and I went out in the morning. I didn't have any luck. And then I went squirrel hunting. Didn't have any luck there. I was in the Allegheny National Forest, and it was just way too thick in the area I was, so I couldn't even get off the road. Well, that's where I'm at with the hunting season so far here in Pennsylvania. I've done a little bit of squirrel, a lot of archery, and it's really going to pick up here in these next couple weeks with the deer movement. So I'm planning on putting a lot more videos out here, whether there's a kill in it or not. As long as I get some good footage, I don't see any reason why I shouldn't put it up. So that's it for this one, and be sure to subscribe for more. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See ya.